Well, we're joined once again by John Day. We're going to talk about his Fab Fives. We're going to talk about the top teams in the state of Florida for the 2011 cross country season at this point in time. And John, it's Saturday morning. We've had a chance, or Sunday morning, I should say. We've had a chance to see a lot of the conference meets get underway. And let's roll down your top five as you see them right now. And I think you've got some zingers in there.
These conference championships and or Metro or City or whatever they want to call them, I mean, they're really showing the strength in a lot of these teams. If you've been reading, some of these teams have swept not only the top five but the top seven at their conference championships, which is unreal. But there's some teams that are just rising. The cream is rising to the top right about now. So, my top five in the girls is tough. I'm going to start with number five, but I got to throw in there that the people that did make it were just an eyelash away, and that includes Plant, who's come on strong. They've got a 1922 average. Lakewood Ranch, as probably know, they swept. I think they went 1 through 7 at whatever their conference or Metro or whatever conference they were in just last night or the night before or the day before. So, but I don't even have them in my top five. So that tells you how strong my top five is, or how strong I feel it is. These are made up of 3A and 4A schools too. So, you throw in. Plant is 4A and Lakewood Ranch at 3A, and you're going to see how strong the state meet's going to be. At number five, I have Creekside, which is probably a surprise for some, but Creekside at the Bronco Invite, I believe it was last week, just dominated. They have an average time of 19:13 on that team, led by Caitlin Rodriguez at 18:46. They've got 4 girls 19:07 and under, and their 5th girl is right at 20. So that is a strong, solid team from 1 to 5. Number 4 is another surprising team that's come on over the year from 4A, St. Thomas Aquinas. You usually associate track with St. Thomas Aquinas, but these girls are good, led by Alex Payne at 18:54. They've got a 19:16 average. Top 4 are all under 19:18. The 5th girl 19:41. So she gets down there in the low 19s, and they're going to be pushing for that 4A state title against my number 3 team, John Ferguson High School, which I had them as kind of a sleeper at the beginning of the year. They're no longer a sleeper. They're another one that in their conference championship the other day, I know they swept that, I believe. I don't know if it was 1 through 7, but I know they at least took 1 through 5. But they could have easily gone 1 through 7 because their number 5 girl is at 19:24, Emily Hernandez. 6 and 7 are 19:28 and 19:46. So they've got 7 girls 19:46 and under. Led by number 1, Lauren Gonzalez at 18:56. So that's a good, tight group, and I'm assuming they probably pack run. Raposo's done a nice job down there, and, I've got to give them credit for that. So they're my number 3 team. Number 2 team, I believe, has, I've said it before, they've got probably the top 3 runners in the state in Lily Williams, Carly Thomas, and Rachel Givens. I mean, those are some thoroughbreds right there. They're that Lily Williams is number 1, is multiple state champ. Carly Thomas won the cross country 2 years ago. Rachel Givens is she didn't even run cross country last year. This year, she had a strong track season in the 1600. I know she ran, just around 5 minutes. So she's coming in at 18:06 now in cross country this year. Up there, 4th and 5th have come down. They're 19:23 and 19:33, so they brought those girls down. If they can continue to go down, they're right there for the 3A state championship, and they're going to go against my number 1 team. And again, this is going to be a great state meet. 3A Estero, I've got as number 1, led of course by Casey Smith, 17:47. They've got 3 girls. Their top 3 is 18:26 and under. 4th girl 19:13. 5th girl is under 19:30. So, and then there's 6 girls under 19:30 as well. So they're strong and deep. Average time is 18:39. So They're all strong. That's my top 5. Number 1, Estero. Number 2, Childs. Number 3, Ferguson. Number 4, St. Thomas Aquinas. And number 5, Creekside.
Well, like you said, the cream is starting to rise to the top, and sure enough, Coach Raposo, he's built that program up in at number 3, and his girls did go 1-7 at the GMAC meet just a couple days ago, and we saw Lakewood Ranch go 1-7 in their meet as well. But Lakewood Ranch outside of your top 5, Plant outside of your top 5. So, John, I think you're probably firing up some folks in the Tampa area.
But again, it's that 3A and 4A. It's anybody can win either one of those. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, one of the interesting things that I always look forward to at the state meet is the battle, not between specifically the athletes, although they have to perform and somebody has to get them there, but it's the coaching aspect. Which coaches are able to get their teams to rise to the occasion, regardless of the conditions out at Little Everglades, regardless of what's happened in the past. Everybody's kind of circling that one day, the state meet, November 19th, out at the ranch. That's the day that everybody has to come together. You've got to have 1-5. 1-4 just won't cut it. And if somebody in that top 5 falters, well, it sure helps if you can bring along 6 and 7 and maybe solidify your chance at getting a spot on the podium. Well, thank you very much for your Fab 5. And we were going to be right back. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with John Day's Fab 5 for the boys teams, his top 5 teams in the state. Stay with us.